Good morning, good morning. Okay, let's see. It says my connection is much better today. Let's hope so. Just gotta get a few things going real quick. I overslept this morning. Good morning, Holly. How are we this morning? Just trying to get my chat popped out here. There we go. Put this over here. So as I was ending stream yesterday, I noticed, oh no, we're going to do the opposite. I noticed that YouTube was telling me it was a poor connection. Like it wasn't able to pick up the stream or whatever. This morning it says excellent connection. So hopefully we will not have the delay. It does say I've got a few dropped frames, but I've got 4 green bars. So I think we're much better this morning. Gave the computer a reboot last night. So hopefully it's good. It's good to go. How are y'all? Up early and stitching? Because it's what? 10 o'clock there, Holly? Casey got out of bed this morning and he's like, we slept in. I said, what time is it? He said 8:30. I was like, oh, I gotta go. So everybody have a sip of coffee for me because I don't coffee. I will Diet Dr. Pepper over here. I also have a bottle of water because water is much better for staying hydrated. All right. So this morning, I want to start finishing things, but I'm not quite prepared to do that. It's 10 here. Had a shot of coffee? Shower. Had a shower having coffee. That sounds good. Shower is good for waking you up and getting the day started. I should have done that. Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling very good. So, like I said, I'm not overly prepared for that. But I brought a previous fully finished that I need to work on because it, it's broken. It's not broken, but anyways, I'll just show you. So I'm going to switch to the other screen so where we get this lovely camera going. Again. All right. So these are this over here. Okay. Am I back? my computer decided to kick the microphone off. Okay. So these are my cottage garden samplings. This is Forever and Never. And this one's Merry and Bright. And they're fully finished. Well, this one feels like it's just on the board, I think. This one's on a board with a little bit of padding in it to kind of give it some shape. And then what I did was I put these washers. I'm not sure why this one has two, but it does. I put the washers on the corners. See, it's nothing fancy on the back. We don't look at the back. And on this one too. And you can see this one has the magnets attached to it because the magnet's disconnected from the board. So we need those. Okay, so we got the washers. And then I have this frame, which needs to be dusted. Hold on. Gotta love having cats. Okay. So there's this frame. Gotta scooch it back even more. And you can see the hot glue. Okay, so I had the magnets hot glued on here. And then I would just set this in here like this. And the washers would connect to the magnets. And I could swap it out. And I usually use this one for winter and spring. And this one for summer and fall until I get a spring and a fall one going. And eventually I'll have one for each month of the year. But that takes some time, right? So I need to reconnect. So the issue that I have is that magnets are smooth. There's nothing for the hot glue to grip to. So it worked for a long time, and you could tell, if we zoom in here, you could tell it was like a little puddle around the magnet so that it gripped it on all sides. And still eventually, like, I don't know if it got too warm in the house or what have you, but the magnet came out when I was changing from one to the other. So I'm going to put some E6000 inside these hot glue puddles because these are connected to the wood perfectly. They weren't connecting to the magnet well. So hopefully the E6000 will connect the hot glue to the metal magnet better. So that's what I'm just going to do this morning. I got to put it in there, put the magnet in there. We're going to let it dry. And hopefully, well, I think this takes like 24 hours to cure. But anyways, you can kind of see how it works, what it looks like. So I need to get Heart Full of Gratitude done. I don't know if I'm far enough for it to be a Finish That Stitch December or not. So I'm just going to put a drop in there. Of course, I started with the one you can't see. And then I'm going to very carefully... Hold on, we're going to move. I need to know what side. Could you use Velcro instead? Also, probably, I would also worry about it wearing off over time, though, the more you're pulling them off and putting them on. Oops. I kind of wish I had tweezers. And get glue on my hands. Let's get that off before we have problems. Where's my other two magnets? Go. And I've had to do this because, see, you could tell this one I've glued more than once because there's glue on here, but there's also glue on the magnet that can just peel off. And it's just because these magnets don't have any, like, it's almost like you could sand them and give them some more grip. But it's okay. This E6000 should do the trick. Because that's what we use for, like, needle minders and stuff. So. And you could tell they're totally even. So what I did was I put, oh, that's going to glue right on there. Alright. Clean some of this off. Else we're just going to glue the lid on there. Alright. So, hopefully that doesn't, but we'll see. What I did was, when I first put it together, I glued, they're so even, I know. Hey Karen, how are you? Good afternoon. So when I did this the first time, I glued the washers onto the back of the stitching, which you can see these ones are fairly even. This one could move up a little bit, but fairly even. And what I did was I set the magnets on there, put hot glue on them, and then flipped it over and put it down on the, I don't want to get too close to the magnets to pull them off. And set it on here to kind of mark where they needed to be glued down to, and then gave them more glue so that I knew everything would be where I needed to go. I think the big issue is I've got really big washers and really small magnets, so they can kind of move around, but that's also kind of nice if you're wanting to do some slight adjustments without, once these are dried and glued, it's not a big deal to do that. So, and then what's really cool about this particular frame, I found at Hobby Lobby. Again, it's just like a shiplap, whatever background with a raised edge. Nothing fancy. I think I paid like $12 for this. It just happened to be a great size for what I was trying to do because it's perfectly square. Is that, let me show you up in this camera. There's a little bit of area here in the back. So the one that's not on the magnets at the time, I set back here, and then I hang it on the wall. And so it kind of stores, it'll probably store 2 or 3 before I'll have to find a different way of storing. But let me set this over here and let the magnets dry while we stitch. And that's our small bit of finishing this morning. It's just fixing a previous finish, but still. See if I can fix this. So, it's something. Now we're going to stitch. After I fix this. I think if it doesn't get too warm in here for me to stand myself, isn't it the most perfect frame ever? And it looks really good. And I have 2 other, I'm not sure what you call them, pieces that are similarly framed. Like, they've got that really thin, like, edging, but they're in black, and then the middle, like, has a saying on it or whatever. So the 3 of them sit on the wall with, so the 2 sayings and then my stitching in the middle, and it just looks really good. I'll have to take a picture sometime and show y'all once I get this up and fixed. So I'm thinking after we stitch some this morning, I might record a floss tube or a floss tube extra or whatever about notions, because I'm getting a lot of questions over setting up notions. But I'm going to have to figure out how to record on my computer. I've never done that before. So, All right, first one I'm going to work on this morning is going to be Sol Tropica. This is my new Great British Bake Off. I keep calling it a Bake Off baking show, Daily 100. So I watched it yesterday, so I start it today. And actually, let me look at the thing. I think we're going to have to move the Q-snap from the last time I stitched on this, because like all of this is done, I think. So we're going to start moving over. Let me look. I woke up to a text this morning asking my thoughts on Big Brother, and I'm like, I'm behind. We didn't watch it yesterday. So okay, you're convinced everyone to use Notions. I mean, I like to think I inspire people. It's so handy. Like the data that I get from it is just super helpful to me. And I gotta show you. Okay, let me show you something real quick. Real quick. Because this is what I found to be really fun. So, my Notions. So the top part is a picture of my floss wall back here. That's all that is. I have like a checklist of all the things I need to get to, especially with the Big Brother and the Great British Bake Off baking show stuff. These, of course, are links to places I need to go. We have my calendar. Y'all see what my calendar looks like, because I've got 3 daily 100s plus whatever I work on that day. So my calendar's looking, and I haven't updated in a few days, but so it's looking a little crazy. But what I like is this down here. So whenever I have a project listed as active, it'll be in this area with the cover photo showing. So it's easy. And then if it says completed, if it says completed, I've hit my yearly goal on it. And if it has a number like 398, that's what I need to hit my goal for it. So when I needed Ryan, I've apparently duplicated QS Ladybugs. I gotta go and figure that out. But when I had Ryan looking through my whips to see what he wanted me to stitch on for Whip Go, he was able to just scroll through these pictures and have all the cover photos right there. And then, of course, if you've got questions, you can always just click on it and it's got all the information. So I'm going to have to go through and figure out which one of those QS Ladybugs was the original, and 2 are duplicates. And the reason that happened, I was trying to duplicate, hold on. So what I do here, so if I click on this, it brings up my stitching for October 11th. I can hit duplicate. It'll keep all this information, and then I just change the date, especially for like my daily 100s, and then I can edit the stitches, and I don't have to retype everything in. Well, I was having bad service one day, and I think I duplicated the project instead of the entry. So yeah, so like if you're looking through your webs and you're like, okay, which one has a bird in it? Oh, look, there's a bird. This has a bird. You know, you can just kind of see it all at a glance. And I find that very useful. Okay, I'm going to pull up my pattern. Have you started working with it yet, Holly? Sol Tropica. Yeah, I need to move because I have a little bit of stitching in here, but all of this, let's see. This is really hard because like some of it is beads and whatnot. So we got this one. I think I have something that comes off of here. So we could still move it over like this much. And like there's stuff down here, but I'm not counting that far. So I would rather move it and come back up and maybe work this page and come down. And then when we get down here, come around. Need to sit down and figure it out. Well, we're getting on Zoom tomorrow to work on Edgar. So if you want some help with it, you just let me know. I can walk you through it. Or any other day when maybe you're feeling better or, you know, not overwhelmed at any certain thing. So, okay, I'm going to zoom this out some so y'all can't see the details. But see, I have these little things that are hanging down, which I'd have to count to, and then the tail, right? So I think it's better if we move to a different page, especially since I need like a lot of stitches in this. Right now we're just doing a daily 100, but we're getting prepped for needing to work on it some more. So I think we're going to move up and have her, like her face and all of this. So we're going to move the Q-snap. Okay. Sounds good. It really is simple once you get started. And what I did was I had the Notions app. I got it just before January. I had a template that I worked off of that Stitching the Tea has for sale on her Gumroad. And I started with that, and then I made a few edits. And then what I did was, as I pulled something out to work on it, I added it in. I did not sit down and add all my whips, and yet it's too overwhelming, right? Or it's honestly gets a little repetitive and boring after a few minutes. So just as I pulled something out, like right now when I pulled out Subtopica, I'd be like, okay, let's enter all the information into Notions. Or actually even what I would do is do my stitching on it, and then I would do my stitching, and then when I went to enter it on the calendar, I would go ahead and enter all the information, and I can show you what I mean by that. All these threads, I gotta get them out of the way. Get my needle out of the way. This fabric is so sparkly, but it's just so perfect. Lexi picked this out. Picked out the pattern and the fabric. 1 or 2 whips per week for my bake-off stitching. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what Jessie does. Mine are by person, so it's related to a specific person. Have you watched yesterday's? Yeah, no, that would not be fun. It's also the reason I haven't entered my fabric. As I get new fabric, like whenever I do the Friday night fights and a new one comes in the mail, I'll add it to my Notions to have an inventory. But I'm not going through that whole box and entering everything. As I pull stuff to go into the whips, it'll make its way to Notions. Excuse me. Some people really use it as an inventory, oh my goodness, tool. I'm using it more for like keeping my monthly counts and stuff like that. So, I'll move this out a little bit. All right. So this is my Star Baker for this week. Okay. Then I won't say whose project this is, but it's my daily 100 for this week because of that specific person getting Star Baker. All right. Okay. Hello, Laura. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. My Saturday is more like a Sunday because I have to work tomorrow. But it's okay. Sundays are an easy day at work, so I actually rather enjoy them. Also, tomorrow, Holly and I will be starting a new start while I'm at work. We'll be working on Edgar. Super cute. I'm so excited. So, we kitted him up last week on the stream. All right. Now, here's the part that's going to slow me down is that this is on a page break. And you know how page breaks can be. So, there's a little bit of overlap on... Okay, so there's a 3-stitch overlap. That do the stitch count guess at the end of the string. I never stop at exactly 100 stitches except if I'm working on a 10 by 10 block. So 100-ish stitches on this will stop. I have a few things that y'all might want to, like a few things we're going to discount live on the stream today if you decide you want to me please it. If not, that's fine. We'll go on to the next project. And I want to try and get all 3 of my 100 projects in this morning. So that's the plan. That's the plan, man. Alrighty. So I am working on Sol Tropica from Bella Filipina. I'm just trying to get my bearings together. So I stitched. You know what? I can do this because I don't know. Y'all can see the edge of it, but there's a button that allows me to open this pattern twice and have them sitting next to each other. I just gotta find it. That's not it. About an hour before I have to go, family dinner to attend. Okay. Just give us a fun guess right before you leave. Where's the button? Is that the button? Nope. Why they gotta move my buttons around? Open in a new window. Of course, you're gonna do it backwards. There we go. Alright. Alright. There we go. Alrighty, here we go. I've been saying that for a minute. I was not ready. Not prepared this morning, but it's okay. What color are we going to work with? 402. Mm-hmm. Y'all second guess your own stuff. Like, I wrote the symbols on here, and we're looking for this symbol, and it says 402, and I went, but is it though? So I had to go check. I need a needle. Did I not bring one with me? Okay, we're just going to use this one. Yeah, I stayed on Zoom last night until I got my 500 in on Epic Pokemon because it was a category this month, a Whippagory. And so I got my 500 stitches and then I went to bed. So I got to bed right around midnight. That's probably why I slept in some this morning. Really, I have 3 Bella Filipinas on the go now. I try not to do that to myself, but I still keep seeming to do it. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 Miras going right now. 3 Bella Filipinas. And you know, when I first started stitching, I was like, I don't want to stitch people. Like, why would I want a big fancy lady on my wall? And then Lady of the Flag happened, and it was kind of just a downward spiral from there. You know, your tastes change as you go. Yeah, they were having a conversation on Zoom last night that I couldn't chime in on, and that's fine. That happens. I just listened in and did my stitching, and actually I did like 200 stitches in 45 minutes. I was actually pretty surprised with myself. So I know I'm capable, but usually I get distracted. The one good thing about it is it made me sit down and focus, right? I wasn't getting up, oh, I gotta go do laundry, I gotta go do dishes, I gotta, you know, get lost in a game on my phone, which reminds me I haven't even played my game this morning. I should probably get my tower going. But yep, all the pretty ladies. So for Bella Filipina, I have Sol Tropica, which is this one, and she's a mermaid. I have Hummingbird Pixie or Hummingbird Fairy. I never remember which way it's phrased. Because hummingbirds, obviously. And then I have Mad Tea Party, because Alice. And he just keeps coming out with ones that I want to stitch. His stuff is really good. His faces are amazing. Maybe not quite as amazing as the Dark Queens, but really good. I was the same when I saw Bellatrix, and now the princesses they are putting out must stitch them. Exactly. Exactly. Sarah's up and stitching this morning. And that's it for that color. Let me see if I have any more on the page. Nope. Not until like down here. Okay. I'm just going to end that thread. On my scissors. The only problem I have with these projects is that there's so many beads, and like this right here is actually very full, but all those spaces are beads. So I need to train myself to stitch two-handed like you do. It just feels weird when I do it. It felt weird when I first started it, but now it feels weird to do it the other way. I find myself trying to balance, like if I don't have my stand, I'll find myself trying to balance this however I can to still be able to two-handed stitch. It's just a matter of retraining yourself to do it. And some people don't. They like just the poke and stab method, and that's fine too. Alright, I need this color. Ew, it's way too early. What are you doing awake, Vic? Or have you not gone to bed yet? No. 10 o'clock. You're waking up, right? You fell asleep early last night. It is way too early, but that's just the way my schedule is now. I'm working on Vic's birthday project. This is Sol Tropica, Vic. I bet is that color? I guess I'm just gonna clip it. Sometimes I throw stuff randomly. I also stitch two-handed. I started stitching that way from the beginning. One-handed feels weird to me. Vic loves two-handed stitching. I do too. I feel really awkward when like if I'm working on a small project, like the Mill Hills, where like I have to be holding it, so you kind of have to, it's hard. Cat dragged Vic in. Or the dog. Gunner dragged Vic in. I feel like it would go much, it really does, because you're not having to. And for me, I hate having to move around the fabric. If I'm because on the bottom, I pull it, I turn it, I stick it in. I do all the pulling, the big pulling from up top. So if I have a bunch of fabric laying here, I'm not moving my hand and constantly having to fiddle with it. So I go down, flip around, and come up. Some people pull on the bottom too, but I don't. I keep that hand pretty still. I have a lot of the moon done on Luna Mystica. Yeah, so this one has basically like a sister project. This is Sol Tropica, so the sun, and there's Luna Mystica, which is the moon. And so Vic started Luna. You started Luna for your birthday, right? And I started Sol for your birthday? Or did you start a different Bella for your birthday? No, I think it was Luna. I have Luna Mystica. I just haven't started her yet. Oh, the one time I do use my bottom hand to pull it all the way through is if I need this out of the way because I'm moving like up or down instead of side to side. So, let me see. Notion. I really need to put the lock on that. So this is Sol Tropica. And I have all of these flowers in the back of her hair pretty much done. I'm down here where these green hanging things are. So I moved back up and I'm going to work her face and body. And then as we'll come around here towards the end, just because a lot of this is beads. And so there's a lot of counting involved. So, and I know, here, if I put my white hand against it, it'll look color correct. So that's what she looks like. So we're back up here and working on her face. We're about to get to a lot of skin. Hopefully it'll stitch up quick because I have a lot of stitches to get done on it. Right now we're just doing my daily 100. Don't turn my needle, just go down and then back up, pulling from the top. Yeah. Sarah started amethyst and so did Vicky. Yeah, I loaned Sarah my amethyst because we were all going to start Bella's and I don't think she had one at the time. And I wasn't planning on starting amethyst like immediately, so I let her borrow it. In fact, I have amethyst because Vicky accidentally bought 2 at retreat, so she gave me one. Because she bought one when we were at the retreat, because, you know, they had the pop-up shop in the room with us. This was the year that you went, Vic. And I need to move that out of camera. Here we go. And then she bought it again when we were at Leslie's shop. Yeah, so many beads. That's the biggest... That would probably be my only complaint against Bella and Mira, is having to work around all the beads because you have to skip spaces, and I look at the pattern and I'm like, oh, I missed that stitch, and I go back and nope, it's a bead. Drives me a little nutty. I almost feel like I should just stitch with like clear floss or something, but then that's just a waste of time. And of course, she kind of reminds me of Vic, you know, them both being redheads. Vic would never let her hair get that long. You know how much weight that would be? It's crazy. And this one, like this up here, it's Karen water lilies. It looks really cool though. Missed half of that story because my daughter decided I needed to be part of her phone conversation. I told her to go away. I don't remember what story. Oh, about we were all starting Bella Filipinas for your birthday, and Sarah didn't have one, and so I sent her my amethyst because I wasn't planning on starting it anytime soon. I only had it because Vicky accidentally bought 2 while we were at retreat, because she bought one at the pop-up shop that was in the stitch room with us and one at Leslie's shop. They do. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous when it's done, but having to work around like all these blank spaces right here. I'm like, oh my goodness, blank space, but they're beads. So And I don't want to bead now. One, because I work in a Q-snap and you got to worry about breaking them. But two, like the possibility of getting your thread wrapped around a bead every time you try and pull your floss through would be annoying. One time my hair was almost to my waist. It gave me, I bet. You have really thick hair. Sometimes even when it gets down past your shoulders, you're like, it's too much. Got to chop it off. Trying to figure out where this next stitch goes. This is the one time that I miss things being in Pattern Keeper, is because I could just highlight and it would show me where the next stitch goes. Okay, so that one's going to be that. Basically. How the hell do you forget you bought a pattern the day before? I don't know. I think it's more, so I think what happened was while we were at the shop, she was buying the beads and stuff for it, and or the specialty flosses. So she picked the pattern up, used the back of the pattern to go get all the flosses and stuff, and then when she went to check out, she still had it and they checked it out versus, putting it back. I'm about to get 8 inches chopped off next month. I want to do something different with my hair because it's so thin and it's constantly falling out. And when it falls out, you've got this really long hair wrapped around fingers. So I'm thinking about shortening it. I'm still going to lose the hair because it's a thyroid thing, but at least it would be short hair that I'm losing. I don't know. I'm just tired of dealing with it. And the thing is most of the time I don't deal with it. I just throw it in a ponytail. So, like, what's the point? Song blank spaces in your head. I'm so glad we don't seem to be having the lag that we had last night. That was insane. And like, I ended stream and I thought, okay, well, eventually YouTube will just keep airing it until when I click the end stream button and they'll get to see everything. No, it cut it off whenever I pushed the button and the actual what was going through hadn't finished. It was a mess. I'm getting to the point I really need to highlight. Okay, let's... I think I'm enough over the page split that I know I can just work on this side from this stuff up here instead of counting off of this stuff over here. I think. I have a friend up in Pennsylvania that was able to fit me in her schedule to cut my hair. She's giving me a big old $10 discount. Did I lag? I'm still getting some dropped frames today, but I'm not like Holly said at one point it was almost 15 minutes behind. Like when they would message me something and when it would finally pop up on the screen for me to see. It was bad. Yeah, it became unbearable. Like, luckily I was already at the end of stream because I streamed for 2 hours, but it got to the point where I probably would have ended stream anyway. And what really should have happened is when we first noticed it, I should have rebooted the stream, but okay. I did not type that twice. It's wonderful technology, isn't it? Alright. Star. Holly really thought the lag was ridiculous though when she said it twice. There's probably some shortcut that allows you to like post something more than once and you didn't realize you did it. By the way, Vic, I'm wearing my from that retreat that I was just talking about, the resting stitch face. It's so cute. Holly's chat's had too much coffee, so it's jittery, repeating itself. Okay, so I saw where you were starting it. And then Holly was on the live last night and mentioned starting it, and I was like, are y'all starting the same thing? So, that's fun. Holly and I are starting Edgar tomorrow. So, Holly's starting all the things with all the friends. So, we'll be on Zoom in the middle of the day if you get bored and want to join us, Vic. Has Gina heard, like, what her home situation is since the hurricane? I mean, I'm sure getting home is not feasible right now, but I didn't know if she knows, like, if they had any structural damage or flooding or anything like that. I have to admit, I was dreading this one being my daily 100 this week because I was down in that area where it's a lot of counting. It's like 2 or 3 stitches, things like that. But since we moved up here, we're going to have some good, I think it's going to be more fun. Got a little white paint on the shoulder of mine. So I don't think it's going to be as tedious as I thought it was going to be. So we're going to get some good progress on this one this week. I'm excited. Okay, what have we got going on? Where are we? Where are we? Okay, here we go. Nope, I just put in stitches that don't go there. Hold on. I don't know if I have any twins with anyone else kitted. FPL gave a generic update of getting the power back by the 17th for your daughter's place. But a friend on the opposite coast got the same message, so we don't know. Gotcha. But that's it? They're just without power? Or they don't know yet? If you're joining us on Twitch, we have an ad in 2 minutes. YouTube does not tell me when the ad breaks are, so I can't warn you or stop talking. So if you'll let me know you're in an ad. Okay. So this one goes here. Gotta get this parked thread. I've traded one messy kid for another. I keep finding half-empty soda cans around the house. At least she's a little bit better if you were to be like, hey, do it. She might actually do it. So one thing we're all guilty of at my house is finishing a soda and just kind of leaving it there. It's bad. White paint comment was about the retreat shirt. Oh, you got white paint on. Gotcha. We got that figured out. Live from YouTube chat to Twitch chat is long. I wonder if it's starting to lag more than it was at the beginning. I'm not sure. Because like I said, my drop frames have gone, well, they're getting better. Let me see what YouTube says. Because yesterday it said things that I didn't see. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. I don't know how to fix it. I'm going to try closing these things. And see if it gets better. She still hasn't gotten power yet. Okay, let's see if this gets any better. I don't know how to like catch up the lag. I'm not sure. I tried closing out some stuff and seeing if it helps. We started off strong today and now it's acting up. Okay, I'm gonna get this parked thread out of my way. I'm not going to do that. Good morning, Fisa. Welcome in. Test 11:05. It's 10:05 here. But what time are you seeing it? So I'm seeing it right on. It also may mean refreshing your page, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's buffering quite a bit again. Don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix it. Holly, if you close it out and reopen it, does it seem to help? Vic or Holly or whoever's experiencing it. Good morning, stained glass and samplers. Welcome in. Is anybody stitching this morning? What are you working on? We love being enabled around here. We got a bunch of people yesterday with that new owl forest. Okay, I'm going to work this thread real quick just so it'll quit hanging out here. I am working on Sol Tropica from Bella Filipina. I'm just putting 100-ish stitches into it. And then we're going to look at some patterns. And then we will switch to a different project. I have 3 projects to get through this morning before I say happy Saturday. I have this one that just does not want to thread. Alrighty, let's see where we're at. This is a Karen water lily, so I'll be making each X individually. Definitely. Vic, are you still waiting on your test to come through? I may end up having to restart. It looks like it's getting really bad again. Took 4 minutes. Okay. Lag buffering I thought was on my end, but I guess it's everywhere. Yeah, it's mine. About 5 minutes. For whatever reason, I'm not connecting well. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. But I don't know how to fix it. See. And I know it's not like an internet thing because Casey and I are the only ones awake right now. So it's got to be maybe a widget thing or an app thing. My drop frames are going down, so. Okay, let's see if that's better. For me, I'm seeing the comments right away. Because when you said test at 11:05, I saw it at 10:05, my time. It's the delay between when you're seeing what's on my screen or what I'm saying versus when I'm saying it. So, And since Fisa just got in, I don't think a refresh is going to fix it. So I may start it and stop it and restart. Okay, right now it's saying my stream is excellent. Hopefully everybody can reload. We will see if that helps. It's already messing up again. Are we seeing me over on YouTube? Okay. We see you. It's not telling me about dropped frames and stuff now because I stopped running Twitch. I'm just on YouTube. So I rebooted the stream, and at first it was great, and then it stopped. And now, and so I rebooted it again and did not start Twitch. So I don't know what y'all can see. Maybe if I look on mine. I can see you. Can you see me? 11:20. Is it better? Lag is definite. Less buffering too. Okay. Yes, I can. YouTube says I've got an excellent connection, so I'm just going to go with that. I hope. What I'm kind of trying to figure out is if it's running the two simultaneously, which I never had problems with before with Streamlabs. Or if it's the widget that I need to use to have both of them running. I'm good now. Okay. I don't know, but I didn't have anybody watching over on Twitch, so I was streaming to both. So right now I'm just streaming on YouTube, not Twitch. Hi Renee, welcome in. We are having technical difficulties that I'm hoping we just remedied. We'll see. Hi from Oklahoma. What project are you stitching on? This is Sol Tropica from Bella Filipina. Here in just a second, I'll show you the cover photo. So this is what she'll look like when she's done. We're working up in the face area right now. So. I do see a little bit of a delay still, but it looks to only be 30 seconds to a minute. Your guess for today is 3:33. Gotta go. Enjoy your lunch. Alright, I remember it from your floss tubes. Very beautiful. Thank you. Now I gotta figure out X. No. There's two dots. I think is a Krynic, so we'll be skipping that for now. Okay, X. Just gonna smack the camera around a little bit. So I'm trying to get to 100-ish, and I don't usually stop on exactly 100. But when we get to 100, we will look at some discounted patterns and then go on to my next daily 100. Hi, Catherine. Welcome in. I watched your whip parade, and I haven't watched the second episode, or your second floss tube yet, but I did watch the whip parade. You like your full coverages. And all of a sudden, I've got issues again. I don't know what's going on. Uploaded your third video today. Awesome. Oh yeah, so there's a thing I want to do but I haven't got around to doing yet, and that is having like a floss tuber shout out. So and like having it up on the screen to where you can continually visualize it. But so far in stream we have Catherine Stitches. She's a new floss tuber. Her first episode is a whip parade, so that's always fun to check out. Stitch and Button does floss tubes every other week. I want to say around Wednesday. Let's see. Who else was in chat? stained glass. Do you have floss tubes? Let's see. No, okay. Yep, it just notified me that you uploaded your video. We are having technical difficulties today. Just so everybody's aware, there is some lag. I'm doing my best. We've restarted a couple times. Love Stitching Buttons. I love her bags. Probably about 90% of the bags that I own are Stitch and Button bags. The one that this project is in is this one. It's really cute. She has a Facebook group called Stitch and Button, where you can go and look at what she plans on stitching, or sewing, what she plans on sewing here shortly, and basically kind of like pre-order the bags. Way behind on this batch. Well, you know, getting hit by a hurricane kind of does slow production down. Postage to Northern Ireland might be pretty penny, otherwise I'd love to order one. Yeah, I understand that. It's probably about $20 to Ireland. I know you've sent to Norway before, right, Vic? Like... Okay, not as bad as I thought. Tempting. Oh, and then breaking the cutting table. Yeah, that slowed production down too a bit. And what is it? I could be wrong, so Vic, chime in here. But I can usually get 3 bags before you have to adjust the shipping price for the weight. Is that right? Or is it only 2? I'm trying to maximize cost efficiency there. Norway, Australia, Romania, Scotland, England, and Switzerland. So she's shipped quite a few places. So she's got a pretty good idea of what it'll take. Oh wait, I didn't break the table. That was Sarah's fault. Right. The table was broken though. That was the point. I think the 3rd bag changes the price. Okay. Yeah, so your best bet is to order 2. Don't tell your husband I said that. I don't mean you in general. I mean, like, most people. Your significant other. Anyway. Hi, everyone. This project looks familiar. I just started this last week. Welcome in, Ebony. Yep, this is Sol Tropica from Bella Filipina. I'm getting really close to my 100 stitches, so we're about to switch projects, but it has taken us... We've had quite the journey this morning between tech issues and everything else. It's still acting up here and there, so if there's a bit of a delay between when you say something and when it pops up on the screen, that would be why. I don't know how to fix it. It's something I'll have to research. I also hold stuff to make the postage worth it. So if I have some that will claim a bag and I bill for just the bag, hold it, then later they will claim another or other things, then she'll charge the shipping and ship it out. I do that too with patterns and such. Try and make it as easy for our overseas friends as we can. Ooh, you started beading too. I started in the leafy arch. You can see I've got it all the way. You can kind of see it down and around. But I did skip the beading because I don't want to accidentally wrap my threads around the beads or put the beads in the Q-snaps. I don't use scroll rods. But yeah, that's why there's like missing stuff, is because it's beads. We're getting into some quarter stitches here too. Having to work around some stitches here. We've got some quarter stitches going on. Gunner is snoring. Start recording, he'll start going and eating and drinking. Ebony, do you have floss tubes? I believe we discussed this last time, but I want to make sure that everybody in chat's aware, or anybody watching this later. What breed is Gunner? He is a pit bull. Is he a pit bull mix or just pit bull? I have, he's 80 pounds of dodo. he's, I have 2 cats. I'm out in a shed, so that's why they're not like up in my business right now, because when I'm in the house, they're all over me. But I have 2 male cats. One's orange, one's gray and white. The orange one is Toulouse, and the white one, or the gray and white, is Gus Gus. Floss tube, in stitches with ebony, lots of full coverage, couple fancy ladies. Okay, I do believe I followed you last time, but I haven't gotten a chance to watch any of your videos, so I will do that. But In Stitches with Ebony is also a floss tuber, and welcome in Laurel Ann, who is also makes floss tubes. Stream, it's better, but it's acting up today too, Laurel. I actually had to turn off the stream to Twitch, because you know I usually stream to both services, just to get this one to act right. Really need to work. Love the name Gus Gus. So he was named after the little gray mouse in Cinderella, and Toulouse was named after the orange cat in Aristocats. So, are you doing the full coverage challenge next year, Vic? Stitching to the Moon? Did you see my message about it? I'm thinking I'm going to use that event next year to try and finish Alice. That's scary because there's still like 32,000 stitches on it, but I think I can manage it. Not 32,000, there's less than that. It's basically going to be like 700 stitches a week for me. But yeah, Gus Gus is my daughter's cat. Full Coverage Fanatics, you're not in it? The group? Gus Gus is my daughter's cat, but when she's busy or not around or her door is closed, then I am the next best substitute. Okay, well, Full Coverage Fanatics is doing a yearly thing next year called Stitch to the Moon. I think it's like 289,000 miles from here to the moon, something like that. And you're trying to stitch it within the year, but you can stitch it as a team. So some people are trying to solo it, but you can stitch it as a team. So I have a team going if you want to check it out and see if you want to play next year and maybe focus on your full coverages a little bit more. Yeah, I was on here last week, week before. I think it was last week, and Holly mentioned it and mentioned that we could have teams, so I went and checked it out and decided to do it. Because I think if I can focus on Alice next year, I can get her done. And that's really the only rules, you know. So in your post, you put the start picture for that whip, and then you comment on it with any stitching that you do and total it up. And so the only main comments are each of the different pieces, and then you keep, look, why do you keep sucking me into these challenges? I can't handle it. Well, it's next year, so some of these, the current challenges will drop off by then. You said you wanted more work on your full coverage. I'm just trying to help. Okay, I think I'm going to count stitches and see if we can move on. show photos of the cat sometime. Okay. Helpy Helperton. 4. Okay. All right. I have my son texting me. And both my cats are boys, and both of them got snipped really young, and it causes them to get larger, bigger. So this one is Gus Gus. Him sleeping. He takes up an entire recliner. It's a big boy. And then this is Toulouse. He's asleep on my projects. So this one is all mine. Like, he favors me. And Gus is like, if my daughter last night, my daughter and my husband were roughhousing a little bit, and she squealed, and the cat went running for her. Like, had to make sure she was okay. If she calls his name, he's coming walking. My orange cat does not. He does whatever he wants, right? You have 2 girls, Tilly and Bobby. Awesome. I love cats. Like, cats are my thing. Okay, so we are done with our 100 on Sol Tropica. Pretty much all this right here, because I had this page done over here, and so we started on this page, and we just started at the top and worked our way down. So she looks a little weird, nose all pointed in the air and half her face missing, but I'll be working on her all week as my daily 100 from Sunday to Saturday. No, from Saturday to Friday. Alright, so we're going to set that over there. I'm going to switch screens here for a moment. Alright, I have a couple things here to show y'all. If you are interested, we will get a discount wheel going up here. You just say me please, and then we'll spin the wheel and see what kind of discount that you get. If nobody's interested, that's absolutely fine. I'm just trying to show off some of my stock and get it out of here. And then we'll move on to the next 100, which we'll be working on family patchwork. All right, so just a few things. Now, the first thing, I'm going to show you this. This is not what I'm selling. This is what Holly and I are starting on Sunday. This is Edgar. But in stock, and I do have him in stock. He's on the website. But what hasn't hit the website yet, and if you're interested, is Hornsby. He is Purple Owl. He is $8. He is 103 stitches by 87 stitches, but trust me, these stitch up really quickly. Not bad at all. And it is 3, 6, 9, 20 DMCs, 1 blend, and 1 Krynic. So this is Hornsby, if anybody is interested. All right, so then the next thing I have, this is a used chart. This is Butterfly from Alessandra Adelaide. It's charted in 1 silk mori, but you could literally stitch it in whatever you want. It's 179 by 138, and it is $5. Butterfly from Alessandra Adelaide. Alessandra. Okay. The next thing I have is the Mill House from Kathy Barrick. I do have 3 of this one. And it is $12. 111 by 200. And it's charted in needlepoint silks, but it also has a DMC conversion. Oops. 2, 3. So this is the Mill House from Kathy Barrick. And like I said, I have 3 of them, so options. I have 2 of Hornsby. One second. I was not prepared. All right. So this is Kind Kitty from Teresa Kogut. Kitty and a bird. It is 100 by 68 and has 6 weeks dye works floss. It does not have a DMC conversion, but there are DMC conversions on the internet. And this one is $8. Kind Kitty from Teresa Kogut. And then this one is Blessings Be More from Erica Michaels. It says, may your trouble be less, your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come to your door. I believe it's like an Irish proverb. It's 4 weeks dye works threads. It does have the DMC alternatives. And this one's 144 by 114. It also has a pattern for this little pillow, which it says blessings and happiness. And this one is $12. So that is it. I will quit bugging you. We will get back to stitching. If you're interested and you me please it here on the live, I will spin a discount wheel and you will get a discount on the prices that I said. Otherwise, they'll move over to my website and you can purchase them there. All right. So our next stitch is Family Patchwork. We're going to put 100-ish stitches into this. Which they picked a new head of household last night. I haven't watched it yet, so this will be the last day that I work on this project. Okay, I'm going to switch. All right. Alrighty. I only saw the last 2. I'll be showing them again after we do this 100 stitches. Or do you want to see them all real quick? I can do that too. Okay. Enjoy, Catherine. Have a great day. I have Hornsby, the colorful owls from Kitty and Me. 2 of him. I have a used chart, Alessandra's Adelaide's Butterfly. I have the Mill House from Kathy Barrick. There's 3 of those. I have Kind Kitty and Blessings Be More. So. Alrighty, did I not bring a needle for this one either? Family patchwork. Reminder to everybody that's here, we do play a game throughout the stream. If you're leaving early and want to make a guess, we try and guess how many stitches we got done during stream. So if you want to, before you leave, even if you don't get to see it all, so you have no clue, you can still make a guess. Okay. Trying to remember what color I last stitched with. I think it's that one. Sometimes these silks don't want to separate like they're supposed to. I have a harder time getting them off a floss guard than I do DMC. This project is Family Patchwork from Modern Folk Embroidery. It was the 2020 stitch along that I'm woefully behind on. I have 4 months done out of 12. This isn't necessarily a 5th month release, but it's the 5th month I've worked on. And I'm getting pretty close. I still got a ways to go on this page. I'm pinning zippers now. My eyes are a bit too tired to stitch. Understandable, it's early. So did you ever say whether or not you're getting up for the day, or have you just not gone to bed yet? Because I know you. And when you're trying to flip your schedule around, sometimes that's what you do, is you push yourself to stay awake longer. But I also saw where you said you fell asleep early last night. I'm using a Silks for You silk. I don't remember the number, but hey. Can you put this stuff in the trash so you have somewhere to sit? See a nap in your future. Still up since midnight. See a nap in your future, yeah. Very not distant future. Everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just a bit nervous.
Why?
For the thing last night.
What about it makes you nervous?
I don't know. It just is. I need to do my chores in a little bit. She's asking me to hop on 4.
Okay. I know the trash can's full and I think there's dishes.
Yeah, but I really have to earn some money out.
We'll talk about it later.
The house stream.
Good. Well, it's not lagging as bad as it was last night, but we're still getting a little bit of lag today. Vic says hi, Ryan.
Hi, Vic. Oh, that looks so good.
What is that?
Sushi, dumplings, and cake.
Who was that? Your Lala?
Yeah.
I still can't remember the name of that show that I was trying to think of last night that I started watching recently. Can't remember. I also eventually want to get background music on my stream, but then when things start lagging out like this, I'm like, that's just one more thing you're having to run. So I don't know. It does seem to be doing much better. I haven't gotten a yellow flag in a few.
What do you watch it on? I can maybe find it for you.
I don't remember. It's a new show. Like, it's only had a couple episodes out. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, but I'm still kind of nervous the fact that I got asked out to the movies.
See, I'm having a hard time remembering. I know it's a new show. I think it's a cop show. Because I know I started Dr. Odyssey. That's a new one. There's only like a couple episodes out. And I started...
The boy and the girl that I walked into watching yesterday.
Oh, One Tree Hill. That's an old show. That's not a new show. Brilliant Minds is another that's a new doctor one that I think is really good.
What is found?
I don't know.
Because it says you've watched one.
I know, but I don't know that I actually watched it. I don't remember. I was telling Casey about all these new shows I tried the other day, and
what is Gentleman?
that's a very boring show. I tried it. I couldn't get into it.
Seems like I've we've done everything and there's nothing new. Trying to figure out what it is.
Well, it wouldn't be on there if there's not a new episode out. If it's a new show and I've watched the only episode that's out, then it won't pop back up until the next episode comes out. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So, got caught up on all the Chicago shows because they all have like 3 episodes out now, I think. Oops.
Do you remember if it had ads or not?
No, I don't remember. What is Brilliant Minds streaming on? I'm watching it on Hulu. It's got the guy that played Spock in the newer Star Treks. He was also on Heroes. He played the bad guy on Heroes. But I really liked him. Anyways, he's got a medical condition where he has face blindness. So, like, he can't tell people apart in a crowd unless he focuses on certain details that he's memorized about a person. Like, you know, like the shape of their nose or their eyes or whatever. And he works with those patients that have the really weird illnesses. I want to relate it to House. He doesn't have House's dry sarcasticness or anything like that, but he's got a team and he works on the really difficult to figure out cases. He's a neurologist specifically, though. So, it's pretty good. It's got 2 or 3 I just watched an episode of it last night.
Yeah, I can't find the show you're talking about.
Whenever it has another episode, I'll remember. Yeah, that guy. Zachary Quinto. Like, the commercials talk about, like, him trying to step into the feet of the people that he's trying to help, you know? So, like, he'll, if they do something on the daily that he thinks may have an effect on whatever he's trying to diagnose, like, he'll do it too. Now, I haven't gotten to any of that in the first couple episodes, but that's kind of how the ads portrayed it.
Grimm is a show I've been thinking about watching.
Which one?
Grimm.
Grimm was pretty good.
Yeah,
I never finished it.
A friend that used to live here named Landon used to live in that corner house.
Mm-hmm.
His grandma introduced me to it.
Yeah.
He had the chillest grandma ever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only one thing I thought was weird.
Mm-hmm.
If you asked if he could play, you know what she did? She just let you in the house to go ask himself.
That's not that weird.
Yeah, what if it's our criminal? Like, what? People just be breaking in.
You were a kid, Ryan. I don't think she was all that scared of you.
Did you see what I sent you?
Yes. Well, I mean, kinda. I'm a little busy.
Yeah. The pumpkin chocolate chip.
Mm-hmm. Seen the ads, but I couldn't remember what service I saw it on. I don't remember what, like, actual network it's on. but I watch it on Hulu because I don't have cable. And did you see that they're going to be coming out with a new Harry Potter, like a Harry Potter TV show, starting from the beginning? One of the doctors is going to be, he's going to play he's going to play Dumbledore. I can't remember the name of the doctor.
Wow.
What?
And make a Harry Potter series without the actor of Dumbledore or Professor McGonagall.
Or Snape. Snape's died too.
Yeah, like.
And Hagrid.
Yeah. So it's not going to be like old Harry Potter whatsoever.
No, it's definitely going to be a complete revamp of everybody.
But wow, everybody in Harry Potter's died.
Well, they're all older people.
Hagrid was not old.
Mm. But it's going to be a TV show instead of a movie, so I think maybe they can put more into it, like get all the things that they didn't get when they made the movies. So, and I want to say it's going to be an HBO Max show. What, Harry Potter? No.
Harry Potter without all the good people? Yeah.
You just got to separate it from the old ones. But that's one thing I have to say. They did some of the best casting for the movies based on the books that I won't say I've ever seen, but they had really good casting. Like, I feel like Alan Rickman did the best Snape ever. Brilliant Mind streams on Peacock.
Is that the Snape that died?
Yeah.
There's some Harry Potter that still pops up on my For You page. It's the clip of, I think it was freaking Voldemort telling Harry Potter that Snape was the one trying to save him during the Quidditch match or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know if that was true or not.
It was.
Ah. Yeah, I'll go back to no talking.
This one has got some much needed work on it since it became my daily 100 a couple times now. Hey, can you do me one favor real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. In this folder, can you see if any of those go in those two binders up there? Yeah, you can pull them down and set them right there to... We'll look at the patterns first and see if you even need to pull them.
Oh, yeah. It'd be based off name, right?
Off, artist name. So, like, that one's Heart and Hand.
Basically, every single one's gonna need to be pulled, cut.
There's some that may go in the binder that's in the house. I don't know. Because, like, H isn't up there.
Oh wait, that's true. I don't know why, but I was thinking H is between M and W. Artist design needs to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Creek needs to go in there. And so does Red Haven. But these two do not.
This one is by Thread Milk, so it'll be a T.
Okay.
It still goes in there, but I just wanted you to know.
Yeah. I think I just pulled more than I needed to.
Yeah, no, these are for stream today.
Spoilers.
No, they've already seen them.
Oh, what are
I was gonna say right there, but there's stuff there, so maybe just set it in the chair.
we set it on my lap?
There you go.
Which one? Okay. My only thing with this is I'm scared patterns are gonna fall out.
Mm.
Wait, why am I going to art? Alright, so there's A,
A's in the other binder, so let's
Yeah.
just set that over here.
and then S.
Having Ryan doing some shop organizing.
I must leave.
Everything that was in the March album got moved to the website and now needs to be filed. Either I put the stuff that went in the file folders, but he's working on the stuff that goes in binders.
I was telling Echo about the whole situation, and I was like, so I need to earn some mad cash, and he's like, you got invited and you're paying? I was like, I'd rather pay.
At least pay for yourself.
Yeah. I don't even know how much tickets are gonna cost.
We can talk about it.
But where? How am I in the W's all of a sudden? Where?
You're not. That's Scarlet House. That's an S.
Oh, because it goes east right out.
No.
And I need to find Silver Creek. Silver.
Ah, my goodness. Distracting me.
Sorry.
No, I'm just teasing.
No. Get.
Does anybody have some October plans going on? I'm starting Edgar tomorrow, but I think that's all I really have planned for this month.
What is this?
I have to next Thursday. Ooh, I may have to move stream again, cause I gotta help Lexi with the pep rally, like the setup for the pep rally.
There's another pep rally next week.
Yeah,
Oh my lord.
I forgot who we're playing against, but it's the breast cancer awareness pep rally, the pink out.
So, I just want another Friday off.
I think it's the week after you'll have Friday off. So you'll probably need a new sleeve, huh?
Yeah, I thought I saw one.
In this area? Okay. You got it. I'll let you do it. If you need more, there should be one in a folder right by you.
See, boom.
Just gotta move it.
Yeah. With an impossible to open binder.
You gotta pull those first. It's kind of like a lock. There you go.
Pretty much.
Should be getting close to finished on this one, I think. survive the rest of the hurricane season, right? Florida already got hit back to back. Hopefully they're done for a bit. When does hurricane season end?
Never.
It's not true.
Florida just needs to be wiped out. I'm kidding. No.
I just know that Milton wrecked our chances of getting a cold front. So that pot of chili I was going to make is going to have to wait.
No, you can still make it, but before you make it, we need to go get some Fritos.
I don't want to make it when it's hot. I want to have chili on a cold day.
We never do that. It's Texas.
When I bought the ingredients, it was supposed to, the high on Wednesday was supposed to be 61, which is cool. So I was going to make it on Wednesday. But then after the hurricane hit, I went and checked the weather, and all of a sudden, we're not getting a cold front anymore. And then next weekend, November, okay. Next Saturday, I have to. What you look at? Okay, look in the yellow folder, kind of towards the back, right about there. Grab one of those, and whatever's in it, just take it out. Toss it in the trash can. Next Saturday, I got a side job that we're doing. Security for a Sweet 16 party. So I think I'll get on Saturday morning and stream and then go take a nap because the birthday party's from like 7 to midnight, 8 to midnight. 8 to midnight. And then I have to be up at 3:30 to head to work. So next weekend's going to be a little bit of a hustle. But that's okay. It's good money. Where's my threads?
No, it's fine.
You just have one more, right?
Yeah. Why'd you remind me of that one?
Because I want it put up.
When even is October 25th? What is
Today's the 12th, so 13 days. What are you stitching? This is a family patchwork from Modern Folk Embroidery. It was the 2020 stitch along. And it's charted all as one color. So I got a Silks for You thread. I don't remember the number. And it variegates from, it was supposed to be red, but it really came out pink to gold to brown and back.
There's literally nothing in A.
Yeah.
So that makes it kind of easy. Oh, no.
And before you get too invested in a game, can your blankets get to the laundry room so that we can get them done today?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you were supposed to do it last night and you didn't.
Nope. No.
Let's see.
See ya.
Love you. Have fun. what is it? Family patchwork. My brain just stopped working. Okay. So this is what it's supposed to look like all done. Get a second to focus. So I have this first row complete, this block here, and we're working on, okay, we're working in this area right here right now. Yeah. So it kind of, oh, it doesn't let me zoom anymore. It went from like this tree all the way up to the center line is the block we're working in right now. This is what it looks like all done. See? Quick and easy reference because of my notions. It's great. I love it. So just above this bird is the cutoff for this section. But then we have all this over here that's got to come up, and of course a little bit over here. So that's why it's not, the page isn't necessarily close to being done, but we're closer to seeing where the edges are. When I first started this piece, I found it really difficult to stitch on because of the variegated threads. Like, I felt like I had to stitch in a way where the variegation made some sort of sense. And then when I told myself that that's not the case, I just stitch and whatever happens, happens, this piece became a lot less daunting. So, you know, if it looks weird in spots because I ended one thread and started another and it wasn't near the same color, I don't have a real good example because really it's not a big deal. So I can't even really see it. But like maybe down here. So these pink stitches came from this over here. And then when I was running across it ran into gold. So there's an abrupt pink to gold right there. But it doesn't look bad. So once I let it go and stopped worrying about it, this piece has made a lot more progress. The other issue that I ran into when I first started it is this is a big piece. It's going to use my entire quarter of fabric to the point where the edges are, what, 1.5 inches, I think, 1.5 inches. So working that closely to the edge was really difficult for me. Made me not really want to pull it out and work on it. So once I got past that, that helped too. And now it's a daily 100, so I just focus on hitting 100 stitches and moving on. Which is good for this project because I don't have multiple colors where I do like 3 stitches and have to change the thread. The lengths usually get me at least halfway with just one length, so that's helpful too. Do you know how you will FFO it when it's done? No. This one will probably just get a frame if I ever fully finish it. Because for me, it was more about experiencing something new than it was what I was stitching. It was about getting to work with the Silks for You, doing a monochromatic piece that came out. It was supposed to be a sal, or it was a sal. So I thought I'd keep up with it, but it's a lot of stitching. It's not small. So had somebody ask me on my Facebook the other day if I was willing to sell any of my finished pieces. And while that's not a hard no, the one they particularly liked. No. There are some of my other finished pieces that, like, it was about stitching it. It wasn't about having the final product to hang on the wall or whatever you do with a finished piece. So if it was any of those, I'd probably be like, yeah, sure, no problem. It's just going to sit in my storage anyway. But the one she liked was the fox, and I really like the fox. Like, I want to hang that one up, so nope. Hey Lynn, welcome in. How you doing? We're just about to finish up working on family patchwork. I put 100-ish stitches into it. It's one of my daily 100s. It's my big brother daily 100. So, you know, I haven't watched the last 2 nights. We're going to watch it this afternoon. So this will change starting tomorrow, because I know that they did a new head of household last night. I'm doing pretty good. Eat, sleep, stitch, repeat, right? 2. Alright, so we hit over 100 stitches on this. I'm not going to say exactly because we do a stream total and everybody can make a guess on what that is. I've been streaming since 9 o'clock, so it's been 2.5 hours, if that helps you make a guess. I am going to work on one more project before I leave, so factor that into the equation. Now the next one will be exactly 100 because it's a block, but these two were not, so see if that helps. Anyway, we're going to switch projects. This is family patchwork, and I have to get out my tablet, but real quick, okay, Enid is 203. Really quick before I move on to the next clip, we're gonna switch views here. I have a few charts in stock, back stock that I've had for a while, that I'm just going to show for a minute. If you're interested, say me please, and we will spin a discount wheel for you. If you're not interested, that's fine. This is just something a little fun to break things up and to help get some of my stash going out. Okay, Vic says 347. All right, so first I have Blessings Be More by Erica Michaels. This one is $12. It is 144 by 114 and uses 4 colors of Weeks Dye Works. Of course, it does have the DMC alternative inside of it. It says, "May your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door." I really need to stitch this one. I really like it. Saturday night's episode was just showing past episodes, nothing important. Sunday, everything will happen. Okay. So, this one is $12 plus whatever discount you spend. Next, I have Kind Kitty from Teresa Kogut. This one is 100 by 68. It has 6 colors of Weeks Dye Works. does not seem to come with a DMC conversion, so you'd have to convert it yourself. That is a big kitty. So this is Kind Kitty if you're interested. Okay. Next is the Mill House from Kathy Barrett. I have 3 of these. It has an owl. It has some butterflies. This one is 111 by 200. It's charted in needlepoint silks, but it does have a DMC conversion. 4, 8, 12, 13, 18 colors. And this one is $12. The Teresa Kogut chart was 8. I don't know if I said that. This one's 12. I have 3 of them. If you me please it during the stream, then you spin a discount wheel and we see what kind of discount you can get. Next is a used chart. This is Butterfly from Alexander Adelaide. It is 179 by 138 and it's $5. It's charted all in one color, so you can really pick whatever you want. That one is $5 plus a discount. And lastly is Hornsby. I have 2 of him. He's a Kitty and Me Designs owl. I'm going to be starting Edgar on Sunday, and he's the purple version basically. They are all made a little bit differently, because if you look, like, the eyes are shaped a little bit differently, the ears a little bit, and of course the colors. But Hornsby is $8 plus whatever discount. All right, that is it for today. I'll show it one more time before the end of stream. Again, you have to me please it on stream in order to get the free discount. In order to get to spend for the discount. Otherwise, it'll go up on the website and it's available there. So my next daily 100 is my full coverage piece. When I'm at home, my full coverage gets a daily 100 every day that I'm off. And this week it is Mini Phantom of the Masquerade. And I'm going to switch screens. Butterfly chart. Alright. Let's spin for Vic and her butterfly chart. 1 second. Alright. Let me get my spinner up here. Y'all get to see the fun. Let me interact. This is the fun of getting to sell on the lives, is this thing. So ready, set, spin. Looks like you get 20% off of it. All right. Go ahead and close that out. What is it doing? Okay. Anyway. Moving on over to the stitching. So I will get that put in your folder. I'll have to ship to you soon. Alright. So this is Mini Phantom of the Masquerade from Melissa Dawn, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And it's my daily 100, so we're gonna do this block right here. That's not the right tablet. because we don't full coverage without Pattern Keeper. What's the first one again and how much? Okay. Let me see. This one is Blessings Be More from Erica Michaels. And it's $12. May your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. So, okay. Okay, come on. Trying to get my Pattern Keeper pulled up over here. It's still on Epic Pokemon because I did that one last night. All right. See this one. Okay. Wrap these and get them out of the way. This one I got from Vic. It says choose kind. And it's just these plastic bobbin winders with one of her needle minders basically glued on it. It's not a needle minder, there's not a magnet, but it's what she originally bought them for. Don't have a needle. We're going to start off the morning with ninja stitches. That's great. Is it still ninja stitches if there's only 2 of them? How do we classify this? So this one's at 62%. And it would probably be easier for me to finish this one next year over Alice. But this one's for me, and Alice is for somebody else. So I'd rather focus and get her done and not have that hanging over my head anymore. Not that it's a burden, just, yeah. Gonna sneeze. Maybe. Excuse me. Next color. Okay. There we go. This will be the last thing we work on. So we'll do this 100. We'll go through those charts one more time before the end of stream. And then I'll give y'all a sneak peek of some stuff that's going to be added to the Facebook page today, or tomorrow. It'll be added tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to end stream and go get some lunch. Jeez. My stuff just doesn't want to work with me today. tablet keeps falling over. Makes it a little hard to look at when it's laying down because it gets a glare from the light overhead. Hey Heather, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. We had some technical difficulties again this morning, but I think for the most part we've worked them out. We are currently working on our third daily 100. Okay, so let me backtrack for anybody who hasn't watched my floss tubes recently. I always do a daily 100. Why daily 100? Okay, so I started out in a group called Daily 30, where you spent 30 minutes working on a project. That's great. But most of the things, the games that I play or whatever I'm stitching for, call for no less than 100 stitches. Well, I don't get 100 stitches done in 30 minutes for the most part. Enjoy your nap, Vic. We'll talk at you later. So I was like, instead of just doing 30 minutes, I'm going to do it however long it takes to get me 100 stitches. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 40 minutes, who knows? So I started doing a daily 100. I do full coverage when I'm at home and non-full coverage when I'm at work. And then I'm focusing on 2 full coverages currently. So 1 week it'll be Alice and 1 week it's Phantom. So that's how daily 100 started for me. Then Jesse and I came up with a couple games that go along with our favorite reality TV right now. One with Big Brother and one with the Great British Baking Show. And we decided that the head of household in Big Brother, so like the winner of the week, or the star baker, that is the winner basically of Great British Bake Off each week, get a daily 100. And of course, I assigned the contestants in both those shows each their own whip. And I did not cross between Big Brother and Great British Baking Show. So essentially upping me to 3 daily 100s before I start stitching on any of the other stuff. Which, yes, means I'm struggling a little bit to catch up on like some of the other stitching. Not completely, just somewhat, okay? So anyway, that's how I ended up with 3 daily 100s. So far we worked on Soul Tropica, which I will tell you we did more than 100 stitches, but not telling you an exact amount. Same with Family Patchwork. And then this one will get exactly 100 because I work in a block. I work the 10 by 10 block. So that should give you an idea of what guess you can make as to how many stitches we're going to get during stream today. And so that you can make a guess. All guesses are entered into a giveaway that I'm going to do at the end of the month. Also, that being said, next week I'm probably only going to have 1 stream. Yeah. I'm only going to have 1 stream next week. I'm just going to have my Saturday morning because Thursday afternoon and evening I have to help prep for Lexi's pep rally that is on Friday. And I know last time we started at 5 o'clock and we got done at like 10:30. So it takes up my day. And it's too warm in the afternoon to like start streaming at 2 o'clock. Friday, we'll have the actual game that I'll probably attend at least until halftime, watch her perform, and then it'll be Friday evening, right? So I get on Zoom after that. Saturday morning, we will have a stream. Then I'll take a nap. Then I'll have to go to a what do you call it? It's not commissioned, but like an off the book security job, like a private event. That's what I'm looking for. We're doing security at a private event, and then I'll come home, sleep a couple more hours, and then go to work on Sunday. So that's why we're only get one stream this next week. You like to spend at least 2 hours stitching a day? That's great. I usually get more than 2 hours. It gets split up between multiple projects. So like yesterday, I worked on Phantom, I worked on Family Patchwork, and I worked on QS Ladybugs because that was my daily 100 before Soul Tropica. And then I did 500 on Epic Pokemon. So, and knocked out one of my Whippagories. Just looking back on comments. What is FCF? Full Coverage Fanatics. It's a group on Facebook, and they have challenges throughout the year to help you focus on getting some stitches in your full coverage pieces. And we were just talking about next year, they're having an event called Stitch to the Moon. And basically, like the moon, this number is not going to be correct, but it's something to this effect, 289,000 miles from here to the moon. So you're trying to put in 289,000 stitches on a full coverage. It cannot be anything but full coverage. I think it has to be, 85 or 90% full coverage. And you don't have to do that alone. You can team up with people to try and get that number done, completed by the end of the year. And of course, if you don't, you don't. But you made progress on your full coverages in the meantime. And I'm thinking I'm going to work on Alice for that. And maybe focus on trying to get her finished next year. Let me see. Check something real quick. I need 35,900 stitches to finish Alice next year. When I divided that by 52 weeks, it averaged to just under 700 stitches a week. That, of course, will be a little bit lower because I'm still working on her a little bit before the end of the year. But it probably won't make a huge dent, if we're being honest. Haven't jumped on the full coverage boat yet. But I'm thinking if I daily 100 her every week and just put this one off to the side for the year. That's 300 stitches a week. And then on Friday nights, I give her another 500 stitches. That's 800 stitches a week. I'll have her finished before the end of next year. Is your Epic Pokemon considered full coverage? Yes. Yes, it is considered full coverage. Because it doesn't... The one that I'm doing doesn't have the background taken out. So it is 100% full coverage. They do have one where they take out the background. But I still feel like it's above that 90%. So it would still count. But so like I would add those in when I work on them. But I'm going to focus on Alice next year. try and get her knocked out. Because when my sister and I talked about me stitching Alice for her, I told her, I said, it's going to take me 10 years. Straight up. Like, I wasn't even joking. 10 years. Well, it's currently 8 years old. No. 6 years old. Started in 2018. So 6 years old. Okay, Heather 360. So if I could knock it out next year, I'd be 3 years ahead of schedule. 360. And then this one would definitely be the next one I focused on, because it's my next. This one's at 62%. It needs 26,300, something like that. So, and this one wouldn't take a complete back burner. It just wouldn't be a daily 100 anymore. It would be just one that came up in like categories or whatever. So, just thoughts. These are thoughts going through my head. We were just talking last week about how we're all starting to plan for what we're gonna do in 2025, like Whip Go and Full Coverage Fanatics, whatever. I still need to figure out what's going to be my stitch along piece, the piece I break into 12 to get done by the end of the year. So, but I don't make a lot of those hard and fast decisions until I get through December and see what all I managed to get stitched for finish that stitch December. I'm going to bring y'all in a little bit so you can see this a little better. I found an oddly short needle stuck to one of my magnets, so I decided to stitch with it. I like it. I like petite needles. I'll be glad when they start making them again. Okay, why does this have... Because of that. Sometimes I forget to mark my parked threads. This one. All right. Come on. Helps if you have the right button pushed on Pattern Keeper. It doesn't highlight if it's not on the highlight tool. It doesn't search if it's not on the search tool. So I used to exclusively stitch with John James petite needles. They're shorter. I break them all the time because they're also thinner, but I really liked them because I felt like I could get more out of my floss before I had to stop. They are not in production currently. I've heard I heard at Market that they did get a new press, and so they may be coming back into production at some point, but no set date yet. In the meantime, I found pony needles. I get them from Under the Sea Fabrics, and they're smaller and a little bit thinner, but the eye is also a little bit smaller, which is both a blessing and a curse, right? Trying to get it threaded can sometimes be a bit challenging, but having the eye the same width as the rest of the needle is, that one's oddly robust, like thick. Well, there's also the different sizes, right? 28, 26, 24. A 24 is going to be pretty thick. I always work with the smallest. But those ponies, they're black with a white eye, and I really like them. But then I got used to working with regular size needles again, and now when I get them, I'm like, it's so tiny. My fingers aren't quite sure what to do with this thing. Lynn, heading out. Gotta watch my college football team. Good luck, Lynn. Have a wonderful day. What group name? Thomas has prom. Awesome. I hope he enjoys himself. Tell him I said hi. Oh, for the shop, it's Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery is my group name on Facebook. I mean, I have my shop's Facebook group. It's Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. I don't have any challenge group Facebook groups. I used to help run Magical Stitches, but we handed that over to Emily. I host the Whippagories game, but I just post it on Instagram and my Facebook. I don't have a group for that. I participate in a lot of different stitching groups. One, it's kind of like the Big Brother game and the Great British Baking Show game. There's not a group for those. Jessie just posted the rules on her Instagram. And it's just kind of do your own thing, really. Heads to camp next weekend. We will get to experience empty nest for 3 whole days. Oh, goodness. I hope he enjoys camp. He's been to camp before, right? He likes it. I'm being bad and I'm shrimping over here. I need to sit up straight. But I'm sitting on the edge of my chair instead of sitting towards the back of my chair, so it's starting to make my back wear out. We're at... Hold on, let me finish this color before I say. We're getting close to being done for the day. Okay. We're at 40 out of our 100 stitches. Guess for a week. Awesome. Got a lot of ninja stitches in this block, so. This one had 3 stitches. Is that a ninja stitch or just confetti? I just prefer when they park instead of having to cut them. We're on the last park thread for this block. We're gonna have to start pulling threads off the thread card. And there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more colors. So that's going to take us a minute. We're at 45 out of 100 stitches. Hopefully we'll go next summer too, and hubby and I will go on vacation. Hard to do vacations with a special needs adult. I can very much imagine it would be. And it's not like he's not getting a vacation at the same time. Y'all just aren't going to the same vacation together, so. All right, 49 stitches, and we're just gonna start pulling colors. Lynn, did you want to put in a guess of how many stitches that we get this string before you go? Anybody else that wants to put in guesses? As soon as we finish up this block, we'll be finished up for the day. I've already went past what the time I thought I would stop, but it's okay. We've been productive. We did a little bit of finishing at the beginning. It wasn't like starting from scratch. It was repairing a finish I had previously done, but I got to show it off a little bit. I'll show it again at the end of stream. Did I guess already, Sammy? Yes, you did, Enid. Yeah, I was checking with Lynn. I have Enid, Holly, Vic, and Heather. Laurel says 3:20. Are you napping over there, girl? I haven't hardly heard from you. Or are you stitching on Fall Fairy? Or Fairy? Your Fairy, whatever it's called. I don't know why I said fall. Lynn's gonna say 5:02. The littlest fairy. There we go. I'm getting ready for a friend to come and get my big Christmas tree and ornaments. Gotcha. Are you loaning them to her, or are you decluttering there, Laurel? Littlest fairy. She's so cute. I'll be glad when you're finished with her. At least this color went for a bit. We're in a section where we're getting a little bit of the background, a little bit of the frame, and a little bit of the stem from this rose. So, oh, gotta clean up the patio. And this is technically the last block of this when we get here. It's the last block of that page, but because there's only like a block and a half, if that, hold on. Not even a full block underneath it. We're just gonna do those two together. So it will be more than 100 stitches tomorrow, or next time I work on this. This will be the last time I work on it this week. Because it's Saturday. She's going to give them to a friend whose children will love it. Awesome. That's what's important. I started stitching that in the wrong place. There we go. Haven't put my big tree up since 2012. It can go. Exactly. Exactly. I'm fixing to declutter my closet because since we've moved from the other house, it's been a year and a half. Everything that's hanging in the closet has done nothing but hang in the closet. We haven't touched any of it. Now, there's a couple things like jackets that we'll probably keep just because it's more or less that they haven't been necessarily need to be used. But there's some jeans in there that if I haven't pulled them out to wear them in the last year and a half, I'm probably not going to. So I need to just get them out of there. Our closets aren't super easily accessible, so they tend to be used more as storage than as let's hang the clothes that we're about to pull out there, Need to purge my fat clothes in a big way, you know? Things that are too big, I don't even know why you would look twice at. Get rid of that stuff. Things that are too small that you're hoping to get into, it's great and wonderful, but then at the same time, tell yourself that if you have worked hard enough to lose the weight, that you probably want new clothes anyway. You should want to reward yourself. That's what I did when I did my last closet purge. So, I also need to pull out all my DMC, put all my DMC away, and that's a huge job. I have hundreds of skeins, no joke. Yeah. This whole room, it's a mess. I need to go through, but bought out an online friend stash long ago on the cheap. I'm so what I've been doing to myself to get through okay, so I started Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery a couple years ago, and my stock kind of got away from me inventory wise. So I told myself at the end of last year I was going to take it all off the Facebook page, reorganize it, whatever. And it has taken me forever to do that. Like, I started in January, I'm still not done. So what I've been doing is every day that I'm at work, the first 2 to 3 hours, depending on when I get started, that's what I dedicate it to. Putting stuff up on the Facebook page, putting stuff on the website, organizing, that sort of thing, and then I can stitch for the day. So that's how I've been trying to get through it. And once I get through that, then I've got to work on flosses and stuff like that. Cass at Clutterwood calls those things toxic bullies. They make you feel bad about yourself when you see them. Hey, that's a good thought. It's a good thought. And you know what I've been doing is I didn't do a bunch of school clothes shopping at the beginning of the school year like I normally do. And Ryan's been needing some more clothes. So I've been putting one thing on my grocery list each week. Whether it be a shirt or a pair of jeans or whatever. Just buy one thing a week. Once he's caught up, then I'm sure Lexi will need something or Casey will need something. That way it's not that overwhelming, wow, we just spent $500 on 3 pairs of clothes. So I've been slowly working on Ryan's wardrobe that way. And Casey got some stuff for his birthday, so that helped out too. Because even Casey's, he's feeling like me with the, why do we have all this stuff that we never wear or never do anything with? We had a bunch of pots and pans that we've accumulated through moving or certain situations anyways. None of it matches. Half of it, everything sticks to the bottom. Why do we have these things? So we bought a brand new set, and I'm weeding all the older stuff out. There's still a couple things I need to keep because, like, the set didn't come with a deep pot for making chili. But I was able to get rid of a lot of stuff and just declutter. Just Less stuff on the brain, less stuff that you have to see with your eyeballs. I'm not so sure I could go as far as being a minimalist, but I like stuff. I like things. But we are definitely trying to improve. Nope, we're having a little bit of lag going on. Okay, we're at 85 out of 100 stitches, so we're getting close to finishing up the stream here. I also, this new set of dishes that we got are the ones with the removable handles. So you don't have handles sticking out when you're trying to stick them in the sink, for one, to wash them. But, and so they're not all tilted because of the handle. They can actually lay flat and soak. When they go in the cabinet, they stack nicely. You don't have these handles sticking out. And then when you're using them, sometimes I'll even use them without the handle. I'm like, I don't really need it, you know? So I don't have those sticking out over the edge of the stove either. They're also made to where they can go in the oven, so that's fun. So I felt like it was well worth the buy. And I got them on sale. So on Amazon, they're usually like $180, and I got them for $120. So that was exciting too. This is a ninja stitch, but at least it parks, so there's that. I think the worst is the ninja stitches that you have to start and stop with just one stitch. I'm getting old. My husband got 2 OXO baking sheets, and they are incredibly good and nice, and I was oohing and ahhing over them. Nice and sturdy. Yeah. You know, when you get excited over pots and pans, you get excited over a new washer and dryer. Just is what it is. $9.38. Y'all see all the confetti that we've got going on here. But it looks so good. Once it's done, you're like, oh, I get it now. But as you're doing it, you're like, why? What was the point in this? And you can tell from all the parked threads that this block is going to be a continuation of that. But we have most of it already parked there, so it should go pretty quick. Here's that color I didn't have when we needed to kit up last night. Getting a little difficult to get my needle through because there's so many threads on the back. It's after blocks like this that I usually need a band-aid on my finger. Because the eye at the end right there, that can be just as sharp as the other end. And you're pushing against it. Where did I go? Okay. Got one more color. One more stitch. $8.40. So I'm going to put this last stitch in. It is going to park, which is nice. I will show y'all the charts for sale today. If you me please while on the live, then you get to spin a discount wheel. And then I'll give it a little sneak peek of the things that are going in the Facebook group tomorrow. And then we will sign off. Until next Saturday. I will not be having a Thursday or Friday stream because of kids' schedules, but I'll be here Saturday morning to visit with y'all for a little bit before I have to have a nap. Alright. So, this is Mini Phantom of the Masquerade. Just got 100 stitches in on her. And she is done. Ooh. Okay, well, good timing. This just unclamped from my table. So I'm going to switch over screens, set it down, and fix it later. It says you were doing too much moving today. Okay. I'm going to take Phantom away. Hope that wasn't too loud. Alright. My back and bottom are ready for a break. But we've been at this for 3.5 hours, so. Alright. What do we have today? Goodies. Goodies, goodies. If you me please any of these today, you'll spin a wheel, get a discount. Otherwise, they're going to go up on the website and you can check them out there later. First, we have Erica Michaels, Blessings Be More. This one is $12. It is 144 by 114. It's got 4 weeks dye works, but it does have the DMC alternatives. It says, may your trouble be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. So, blessings be more, $12, plus whatever discount you spend. Second, we have Teresa Kogut, Kind Kitty. This one's 100 by 68. It has 6 weeks dye works colors. Doesn't seem to have a DMC conversion. Of course, I haven't opened it up. It's a big kitty. And this one is $8, I think. Imagine me changing the prices all throughout the stream. Alright, next we have Hornsby. This is a Kitty and Me Designs. It's a purple owl. It's, I think I said it's about 21 colors in there. All DMC, 1 blend and 1 Krynic. This one is $8. I have 2 of them. It's 103 by 87. Alright, next we have The Mill House. Or lastly, we have The Mill House. This is by Kathy Barrick. It is $12. It's charted in NP needlepoint silks, but it does have a DMC conversion. It looks to be about 17, 18 colors. And it is 111 by 200. Again, it's $12. Alright. So then let's see what I got in my magic package that's going to go onto the Facebook group this week. Tomorrow. Going on the Facebook group tomorrow. I haven't even opened it. Maybe these packages never want to open very nicely. So first I have the new Christmas cross stitch. I have 2. No. Yeah, I have 2 of the Christmas cross stitch 2024 holiday special issue. These are $10. I have 2 of those going on the group tomorrow. Alright, next I have I don't think I got all of my order. Nope. Okay. So I have Hey Pumpkin from the Scarlet House. K9 Quotes from the Scarlet House. And the Quirky Quaker Witch's Hat from Darling and Whimsy. So, that's all going on the Facebook page tomorrow under the October album, if you want to go and take a look. Alright, that's it for me this week. Oh, we got to see who the winner was. The winner of this week's... Okay, so I did 332 stitches. Oh my goodness. Holly overshot it by 1. That's crazy. Laurel guessed 320. So she will be the closest. It's Holly with 333, Enid with 203, Vic with 347, Heather with 360, Laurel with 320, and Lynn with 502. That makes it Laurel's win today. So you get another entry into the giveaway for the end of the month. All right, that is it for me. Thank you all so much for joining me. I will be back next Saturday. And of course, my floss tube should go live on Monday. So, everybody have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon.